What up, party people?
Hello,
we are
everyone.
live.
We're live.
I'm
Woo.
Sean.
I'm Steph.
And you're watching Rampant Live. We have a very special guest on tonight. One of my favorite people on the planet. I've known him for almost a decade now. He's just a great friend of ours. He is a drone pilot. He is a cinematographer. He is a camera operator, an editor, an entrepreneur, runs his own company. He's one of my all-time favorite people on the planet. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce you to Derek Darmstaedter. Hey, hey, Derek, how you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm so glad that I finally talked to you guys. This is
Dude,
awesome.
I can't thank you enough for being on the show. It's been forever. You and I, we text all the time, mostly inappropriate things, but we rarely actually talk to one another. I think it's part of the ages, part of the age.
Oh yeah. No, we'll throw in something profound, but then the rest of it's just.
I can't recall anything profound in our texting. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Okay. Well,
so for those of you who are we good?
Yep.
All right. Just want to make sure. Asking the TD here if we're good.
If you want.
Yes, sir. All right, Captain. The TD has given us a go. All right. So for those of you who don't know what this is Rampant Live. It happens every Tuesday and every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern, unless otherwise scheduled. And now this is the very first episode that's being simulcast to both Facebook and YouTube. So way to go, Derek.
Yeah. Woo.
It seems like every episode we find something else to add to it. So maybe the next episode we'll have like flashing disco lights or something. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. 3D animation like a dinosaur comes by. Raw. Don't know. So anyway, for those people out there who don't know who you are, why don't you quickly talk about who you are and what you do, and then we'll jump all over the place. We've got all kinds of good questions for you tonight.
Awesome. All right. Well, Derek Darmstaedter, in case you didn't know, everyone. Anyway, so I went to college, video production at MTSU in Murfreesboro, just south of Nashville, Tennessee. I don't like country music. And I just have to preface that every time someone asks. Did the television production thing, wanted to be everything. I wanted to be grip. I wanted to be shooting. I wanted to be editing. I just wanted to do it all. So I graduated from college, and of course I didn't find a job doing any of it. So I got a job with the National Guard, shooting a lot of stuff, promo videos for them. That really helped me along in my career. And then after things happened, I quit that job and decided to freelance for a while. And that went really well. And then I just happened upon shooting real estate photography just by accident. And that exploded, which made me become a small business owner. And now that is my full-time job. And I still freelance on the side. But I'm trying to get back to doing that more and getting this company running itself so that I can go back and do the stuff that I really love doing. Not that I don't like shooting real estate, all of you clients out there.
Yeah.
But I can't talk too bad about that. But my passion really is cinematography, and I tried to incorporate that into video tours for houses, which is a little bit out there for some agents to actually see something cinematic in the house. But that's trying to bring a little pizzazz to the industry. So that's me in a nutshell.
Awesome. You're being very humble too. You're a fantastic cinematographer. You're a great drone pilot, from what I've been told. I've seen some great footage. Well, I don't ever know if you're the flyer or the cameraman, because you do two person.
No, I do it
you
all.
Do it all. Okay.
The one time.
That's right. Go ahead. Let's screw it. Let's just go right into the story.
If Nathan is watching, he knows.
Yeah. Let's talk about that one time.
I'm an all-in-one. I do have an Inspire 1, which can control the camera separate from the operator of the drone itself. And I was looking at my screen, and I'm just in the mindset of the camera's facing this way. That means it's front. And we were shooting a quarry, which there's not much to run into in an open field with a big hole in the ground, except for the big hole in the ground's wall. So I hit that wall, rolled all the way down to the bottom of the quarry, sunk to the bottom of all the mucky water down there, and I lost it. First shot of the morning, and that shoot was ruined. But they found the drone 3 days later, and it worked.
Wow.
The only thing that didn't, I still have the camera from it, and I put it on my Osmo, and surprisingly everything worked except the battery connection said there was no battery plugged in because it was so rusted. So I sold it on eBay for $2,000 actually.
$200. I'll buy it now.
Yes, $2,000 to somebody that wanted to fix it, and
wow.
Now I'm doing it. But that's the only time I've crashed in 4.5 years, so I don't fly two-man operations very often.
Okay, fair enough. So now I know. So since we've started talking about drones, let's talk about it. Stephanie and I were in Target yesterday, and you and I talked about this offline. Can't believe that you can buy a friggin' drone in Target. Can't buy an extender for headphones. That's all we wanted. Can't buy that, but you can buy a drone. So that being said, drones have become really, really popular. You see them in the Apple Store. You see them everywhere that you think you wouldn't necessarily see a drone. And I don't know if they're trying to cater to hobbyists or. So what is your thought on how fast drones have taken up and where you draw the line to, safety wise and professionalism, that's not the right word for it. Where do you draw the line to where you should be running a drone based business versus it being a hobby, especially considering the price points are so obtainable?
Right. Well, ignoring the initial elephant in the room that it's illegal to do it custom, to get paid and do it without a FAA license and to be a licensed pilot and to get the 330 a week. Moving right along. So yes, everybody can buy it. Applications nowadays. So it's more about the pilot than it is the instrument. With that said, showing up on set sometimes with a plastic T3 Rebel doesn't make you look good, but as long as your final product looks good, a lot of times that's really what matters.
Well, I appreciate that because, when I would say drones have been super, super popular within the last 12 to 18 months. They've obviously been around a lot longer than that, but it seems that every single person I know, regardless of their level of skill set in video production, has bought at least a drone.
Sure.
To me, it's
just another tool now that people have in their backpack. They have a slider, now they've got a drone.
Yeah, I definitely akin it to sliders. But the problem is I never saw someone slide the camera off of their track and hit somebody in the face.
True. With the liability, that is true. That's it takes it literally to another level. You got to be careful. There's plenty of people out there that think they're fine. I mean, we've all seen that wedding video where the guy just backs right into the bride and groom.
That's exactly what I was going to point out. It's like when you're buzzing over people's heads, let's not do that. But if you have to, let's be careful.
And I strictly actually do stick mostly to real estate. I only fly where I'm supposed to. I only fly the height I'm supposed to. And I get up, I get my shot, and I get down. I don't fly it into fireworks like some. I mean, I guess it's because I literally fly the thing every day that I just don't. I don't care to fly it on my own for fun anymore.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I'm gonna leave the drones to you guys. If I need to do drone footage for some kind of project, I will leave it up to you guys. I'll just hire you.
That sounds good.
I don't want a drone. I don't need a drone. Joel, our good friend Joel, brought one over. It was cool. We used it as a gimbal, basically.
Oh yeah, the handheld gimbal.
And so that was fine. But the second he's like, "You want to fly this around?" I'm like, "Nope, not a thing, not a thing." Because I don't need to tell Steph, hey, I need to check for a couple grand so I can replace Joel's brand new drone. Thanks.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So moving right along, if anyone has any questions for the world famous Derek Darmstaedter, please let us know. And leave your comments and your questions in either the chat on YouTube or on the comments on Facebook, and we'll ask them. So let's talk software. Okay. You must have a crazy workflow going between all of your clients. I'm assuming you've got people shooting for you, and then you're delivering online. So let's just walk us through a workflow that won't necessarily give away your recipe. If this is helping out your competitors, then don't say it. But go ahead and give us a little bit of a workflow of how you do what you do.
Okay. Oh man. Well, I literally crank out probably 4 to 7 videos a day. Those are, I like how you both drink at the same time, by the way. That was very
Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers.
There we go. I literally, so, and we're talking, I have multiple timelines, and that's not including the photo editing. Anywhere from 5 to 15, sometimes even 17 houses I shoot a day. So I am dumping footage and exporting footage as fast as I can get it in and out. With that said, I'm the simplest organizer in the world. I have folders by months, I have folders by days, and then I have within that what photographer shot it, and then everything in that day stays in that folder. Then every month I dump it to cold storage on my Drobo, and it stays there. All my clients' files are on Dropbox, and that's where all the edited files go, not all the raw stuff. That way I can access them, resend them to the clients when they lose the email that I sent them. And then that's it. The videos, same way. I'll just put them on storage after every month, and it just cycles through it. So I go through, I don't know, 50 or about 500 gigs a month, I guess, just
Wow.
on photos.
500 gigs?
Mm-hmm.
How big are these photos?
I meant videos and photos.
Okay,
not
I
just
was
the
like,
photos.
wow, okay.
Yeah, I'm shooting like 1,000 gig photos.
Got a Hasselblad up in here. So
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, no, that's videos and photos. So each final shoot, I don't know off the top of my head here, but anyway, it goes pretty quick. So I keep about a year's worth, and then I'll start deleting them.
do you warn your clients before you delete them, or how does that work?
No, I don't delete the final product.
Okay.
So the only thing is, like, if they need me to go back and change their name or they work for a different company, I can't bring up the Premiere file anymore after about a year. But after a year, the house is sold, or
You hope.
I hope, or I have to go out and reshoot it and charge them again.
Right.
Oh, well.
Terrible for business.
Yeah. Oh no.
So do you use any collaboration software? No. Okay.
I use Finder. I just create a new folder, dump today's SD card in it, and I edit everything in that thing, so that way it's not mixed around my computer and in a place I can't find it. So each folder's named the house name. That way I can just type in the name of the house and it brings it up, and that's it. It's kind of keeping it simple, stupid is my game plan. Because if I've tried implementing organizing software and stuff like that, and then I just get unorganized because I have to learn the software, I have to figure that out. And sure, I'm sure there's 1,000 people out here, you idiot, this is the better way of doing it. But I don't know. I can create a folder, right click it, and I'm done.
So is there an approval process with the client, or is it basically they trust you and you build the video and then it's done?
At first, when I started the company, it was kind of like, hey, if you don't like the pictures, let me know. I'll give you your money back. I'll go out and reshoot it immediately. And then I was constantly changing my looks because one person loves the oversaturated, really high HDR. Then the other person wants the natural, soft, and you can kind of see inside, kind of see outside. And then I was trying to edit differently for everybody. And then about a year into it, I was like, I can't do this. I just don't have time to make everybody happy. And that's when it finally clicked that I need to find a happy medium. And then, as nice as possible, saying,
You should never say there's other good companies. There's no other good companies out there. There's other companies out there. Or not. And when they don't, come back to me. Or they don't, and you'll come back. So let's talk about stumbling into small business, because I remember when you first started this, I was texting you going, dude, this is amazing. What are you doing? So how did you get into it? And the sad, it's not sad, it's amazing for you, but the sad thing for me is that you stumbled into this thing, or not, that's a terrible word. You started this thing and then all of a sudden it just blew up, and you're telling me you actually don't have time to expand your reach because you're that busy. I wish I had the same problem. So tell us how you did this and how it grew so quickly.
Well, it's your fault, kind of, that I started it. Ever since you started Rampant, I've been following you.
Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that.
And then I thought, I'll just fill in between my Steadicam jobs. I'll fill in between my DP jobs. And my brother-in-law is a big realtor here in Nashville. So I asked him, I was like, hey, can I take the pictures of your listings for you? And I'll do a really cool video tour and all that good stuff. And so I started shooting for him, and he's a big client or a big guy here in town, and people always ask, like, who does your stuff? And evidently it had a different look to it than a lot of the other companies in town. So I just started getting phone calls. And my brother-in-law Josh said, look, you should really look into starting your own company because there's only a couple of competitors out there, and I think you could do really good. So I looked into it, and after I paid a bazillion different fees for every taxes, state, and corporate stupid things known to man, I got an LLC, and I started to try to figure out how to have it advertised. So come to find out, my clientele is face-to-face. You go shake hands, you go to their office, you buy them lunch, you sponsor meetings, you become the face of the company. And by doing that, people got to know me because the other competitions here in town were big competitions where they don't see the owner. They don't see the person doing the editing, doing the shooting. And at first I did everything. I shot, I edited, I made the phone calls, I bought the fruit platters, I did everything. I still do quite a bit of it. And I think that's what made me grow so fast. And not only does the Nashville market blowing up right now, and it's still blowing up, that helped out a lot. But I really think my quick turnaround, my business plan up front that I followed.
I hate you. I truly hate you. I mean, I hate you.
But at the same time, I feel that I might not be doing a disservice to my clients. I don't know if that makes
Well,
any
it's your
sense.
brand, and you're worried. I understand that. You and I have talked about that quite a bit, and I have to apologize to everybody. First of all, people who are texting me, I can't answer the text. I'm live on the phone on the air with Derek, so I get it. We had an audio problem. We see your comments, guys. We're trying to fix it on the fly. We had a small audio issue. I apologize. Your videos are beautiful, but the audio just came through, so I apologize. We fixed that, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but whoever's texting me, please stop. I can't answer you. I'm getting it on my watch, but I can't help you. I truly can't. Hold on, Derek. I'm just going to respond. So
Hey, I get it. I get it.
So part of your story was cut off when we played the video. I apologize.
No.
You growing 200% every year makes me ill. It makes me want to strangle you. But actually, it's
That was the first couple of years. I mean, it slowed
and now
down.
it's 1,000. So
It's 1,000. Yeah,
no, it's
exploding.
great, man. I love that. I love what the thing is. A bunch of us all worked at one agency together for a really long time, and that agency decided to up and move because it was the government, and we all went our separate ways, right? And it happened all within a matter of 6-8 months that we all went and did something else. Matt's flying planes now, and
Literally,
and
he's a drone.
yeah, cable cams. Joel's going all over the world with you. You guys just went to Nicaragua, right? So
Try to hire each other all the
yeah,
time.
so that's a good thing. So we all went our separate ways, but I'm really really impressed with Joel, that was you. It's no big deal, dude. I just can't read. I can't read the text. my watch is blowing up, man. It's just like bzz, bzz, bzz. I can't. I can't read my text while I'm talking on the air. So we do know that there was an audio problem. If you guys have an audio issue or whatever,
Comment
just comment and we'll do it. Someone on YouTube just says there's we can't hear him talk when it plays. We believe we've fixed it. So sorry, guys. This is what happens. We're we're running new software. We're still working out the bugs, but it's all good. So
we're good now?
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Things happen.
Sorry, I had to do that once.
So you know what? Let's just raise a toast here. This is not that formal, guys. It's really not that big a deal. We're not broadcasting the State of the Union address. It's all good. Things happen.
It's not Southwest.
Yeah, well, they have much bigger problem than we do. One router takes down the whole operation, for crying out loud, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you guys have a question or whatever, let us know. Thank you for reporting the audio error. We read your comments, but if you guys leave a comment and Derek's talking, I'm not gonna be like, listen, Derek, shut up so I can answer this. I'll get to you.
I'd rather you do that than me just look like an idiot talking here and
You do not look like an idiot. So to recap anything that might have been overrun, you are a Steadicam operator, you are a drone pilot, you are an editor, you started your own business. Just out of the blue, it went from what seems like a freelance gig to a full-blown corporation in a matter of no time.
Yeah, it was an accident. It was a filler in between my freelance jobs. Right. And then I just tapped into a market that needed tapping, evidently. And now my Steadicam work it really, and that's one thing I wanted to mention is you can't do it all. And I mean, you can, sure, whatever. I do it all, but I'm no Tony Reyes when it comes to Steadicam operating. I mean, I'm the guy that people call like, oh man, he's out. Can you fill in? I love that. I love filling in for people. I love being there when people have an issue, and I love being able to produce good Steadicam work, but not. See, I couldn't. I had the turning point where I either had to spend literally $50,000-$60,000 investing into new equipment. And when you do that, you feel like you should really go down that path.
Right.
So I didn't want to spend that money to really go down the Steadicam path. So yes, I've done a lot I've been certified. I got all that training and all that fun stuff. But really, I'm focusing my efforts now on more small business. And with that said, cinematography is still my passion. I'm now a businessman that loves cinematography and wants to get back into that world. And I'm still in it. Luckily, I still have a camera in my hand every day. So that really helps. But I want to get this company running itself so that I can go on more trips and do TV shows like I used to more often. I just don't do it as much because I don't have time. I answer the phone literally 24/7.
There's nothing wrong with that. But I learned early on that I'm not supposed to answer the phone. So Stephanie took that over pretty quickly, mostly because, the first couple calls, it comes from somebody from a place of not understanding. So they come at you very angry. And when you start dropping F-bombs or name calling, I don't respond to that very well. So Stephanie's like, I'll take the phone,
Yes.
But we're trying to operate as a brand and not the Sean show. So you, on the other hand, have cultivated personal relationships with the realtors, which is why I believe you're successful.
Right, but that makes it harder to transition into the bigger company, which is where I'm at now.
It does, but at the same time, I think the realtors appreciate that they can text you or call you, and it's you, and not going to your assistant of the week.
Exactly.
So Joel's.
So we have a question from Joel, and he says, "How do you manage the people that work for you?"
Oh, that's a good question, which I'm literally learning day by day because I keep adding photographers because I'm getting so busy. I've got one guy that he's been with me, Brian. He is fantastic. He's been with me since year 2 or 3. He saw my little smart car driving around town, which I have a wrapped smart car with the company logo on it.
It is
it's
amazing.
So awesome.
It fits on the little walkway that goes from the driveway to the front door. It fits right there.
Yes. It's not my primary car. I have a Land Rover and a BMW as well. So don't worry. I'm a full man underneath.
Whoa. Full man underneath. This is a rated M show. Put the music back up. We don't need to hear any of this.
Wait, the audio's working?
Yeah, unfortunately. Wow. Okay, Mr. Full Man Underneath, let's talk.
Anyway.
Go on.
Go on. So, yes, I have a wrapped smart car, and he saw it, and he called me. He's like, I've always wanted to do photography. And he was my first photographer, and I was like, I can't hand it over. It's kind of like where I'm at now, but I didn't want to hand over the job of taking pictures. Well, I had him shadow me a little bit, and I'd give him one job here and there, and just because I wanted to do it all. And then I finally started getting so many calls, I couldn't. So I had to give him photos, and he caught on like this. I mean, the guy is just he's incredible. I couldn't do it without him now. So he is my full-time guy, and then I've got one other girl actually from England who just came over and was looking for a job, and for the life of me, I can't remember how she found me, but I've been training her, and now she's been shooting for me. And then I've got Joelle, actually, in Jackson, Tennessee, who is doing a shoot for me tomorrow. Now, I'm kind of skirting the question here of how I manage all of them. I use Google Calendar. Once again, simple. I don't have elaborate software, except one day when Google went down for like 10 minutes and I had no idea what shoot I was supposed to go to. But other than that, it's simple. I share my calendar with each photographer has their own calendar. They can't see each other's, obviously. But when I set a shoot or something, I'll put in all the details. I share it with their email, and they see what they're supposed to do, all the things they need to know are in the notes and what time to show up. And that's how I manage it. And they upload all the footage to my server every night. I have an FTP server that they just upload folders with the name of the address. I take it from there. I forward it to my editor who edits the photos. And that's it. They send me an invoice because they're all freelance. I don't have any full-time health benefits.
Right.
It's all freelance work. So that would just W-9s and clean and easy. Like I said, from the start, that's what I wanted this company is as simple as I could get it. I mean, no overhead, other than buying a computer and a camera and a tripod, that's all there in a smart car. There's not much.
Which I'm pretty sure you bought the smart car with the change in your pocket.
Well, the first one was cheap, but this new model, the 2016, that was expensive.
What was it?
Just
$800, $900?
Yeah, it's like $1,000. Come on. It's just a big shoebox, for Pete's sake.
Okay, so let's talk about the dark side of this. Every time someone puts out a business and has an idea, other people around us, whether we know them or we don't, make the instant assumption that, hey, this is easy and I can do it. It happens to us. Mm-hmm. I know it's happened to you. So how do you handle sniping?
Well, first off, I worried about that a lot at first. Like, that's why I didn't want to give some of the photographers work, because I was like, they could do it. They could take my clients. They could run with it. And then I realized how hard it was to run a company, and I said, no one's going to do that. Right. So then it made it easier, because you can't say, oh, I can do that. You have to do it. You have to take the steps and literally spend the time, blood, sweat, and tears, and do it. You can't just say you're going to do it. And every book known to man says that, but it's so true. I mean, sure, it might be easy, like, oh, I should have bought that investment property. I'll buy the next one. Will you? Will you actively go look for it and actually purchase it? So, I have people that I know that go and do jobs like I do, but
it's not the same.
It's not the same. Sure. And I'm not worried, because there's thousands of real estate agents within. I mean, Pokemon Go has nothing on me. There are so many.
That is going to be the quote for this episode. Pokemon Go has nothing on me.
It's nothing on real estate.
Wow. That's the best quote ever.
There's enough to go around for everybody. And as long as I continue to do a good job, as long as I keep my prices competitive, as long as my product is consistent, and I keep a turnaround time greater or better than my competition, I don't care if they shoot a house or two. That's fine. It's not a competition, really.
Can we agree it's not about that, though? Like, the people that snipe off us, they just try to make knockoff products. It's really not about what you're selling. It's about the relationships you build and the services you offer and the things you do over and above the initial product. So, for example, I could run out and I can grab a camera and I can shoot a house next door for a realtor. It doesn't mean it's going to look good. It doesn't mean I know what I'm doing, and it doesn't mean I have a working or I've fostered working relationships with all these people. It's what I think the initial thing that both you and I do for a living and Stephanie does for a living is almost irrelevant. It's everything else that goes around it. Would you agree?
Yeah, no, I would. It's more than just doing. It is what you do. It is about relationships, and it is about taking your relationships and turning it into a passion, into a money-making, into a small business. And that's why I don't worry about those people. Obviously for you guys, you have a product that they can physically steal. Whereas me, I mean, they could steal my templates that I use to edit the photos with, but anybody can edit with Lightroom. I mean,
Right.
I do. I mean, and it's not like I use the template that I bought. I made my own template that I find works best for my clients.
Right. I think it's more people will emulate what you'll do. They probably go to your website, look at your pricing, try to figure out, they try to reverse engineer what you're doing.
Yes, I have seen some videos out there, and these aren't people I know, but I've seen a few competitions of mine here in town that started shooting similar to the way I shoot.
Yeah.
And, and I don't say that that's wrong. I mean, heck, Star Wars is shot a special way, and people emulate that because it looks good. So I can't. Can you fault them? I don't know. It's a business, and that makes me have to grow. That means, all right, what's next? What can I do next? Where can I bring 360 video into the world?
Right.
Why can I take my virtual tours to the next level? Or at the same time, I have one competitor. They just now started doing videos. They've been doing photos for 13 years and a photo slideshow. That's it. But they're the biggest company in town.
That's strange. That's strange because when we bought our house, if it didn't have a video, we literally stopped looking.
Yep.
Because the photos are deceiving. They'll use a wide angle lens, or they'll do whatever, shoot at low angle. They'll do whatever they can, because then you get to the house, you're like, yeah, the bathroom's not that big, y'all. It's just not. It's just not that. Yeah. The living room. I don't. This is like a specially made couch where it's like 3/4 the size of a normal couch.
It's a miniature couch.
I knew it. It's a house for ants.
Yeah, but Joel made a good point here. He said photographing homes versus people or music videos or anything else really is different. It requires quite a bit of talent. He says, trust me, I've tried and failed miserably the first time. So
I wasn't going to bring that up.
Joel's a great cinematographer.
Yes.
That's why I didn't even bother really training him, because he's fantastic. When me and him go on a shoot together, we end up with the same footage because we shoot so similar.
Right.
But I didn't think about it because it took me probably 6 months to shoot a house that looked good, because I'd walk in and, oh my gosh, this is easy. And then you realize it's more about the symmetry and angles and natural lighting, and not, it's a whole different animal. And then when Joel shot his first house with me, didn't come out as good as his normal footage would of people and other things. And I found that very surprising. And I guess it just, shows you that every type of shoot is different, and just because you're good at one thing doesn't mean that you're fantastic at another. But once you train, once you figure it out, it's not rocket science by any stretch of the imagination. And now, like I said, he's shooting for me tomorrow. He's going to do a great job. So
that's what it's about with the small business, though. It's not a sprint; it's a marathon, and it's constantly keeping at this thing. And I think that's what's the problem with most competitors and most people who pop up and then they just fizzle out because they realize, oh wow, this is actual work. It's not. It's real easy to get one client. It's not real easy to continue to get a flock of clients to where your phone won't stop blowing up, and that's you. There's been many times where you text me, you go, dude, I just can't do anymore. So let's talk about burnout. How do you handle it? How do you handle it? Because you've texted me saying, I'm literally going to plug myself into my Xbox and I'm not looking up for the next 24 hours because I cannot take any more of this. Yes. So how do you do it?
Should we call Rachel, right, my wife, because she could probably chime in on this?
Dude, I would. First of all, we love Rachel, so yeah, it would have been great if she was here. But I know she's traveling.
I kind of like her too. No, she's babysitting right now. So
I hope you like her.
Oh man, burnout. I'm good. I'm better when I have a lot to do than when I don't have a lot. With that said, if I have a lot to do and my schedule is filled all day, I really love that. I say I'm going from this to this to this and this. However, when someone calls and makes a change and it really becomes a hassle, or my photographers start calling and saying the lockbox isn't working, no one showed up, there's dirty diapers everywhere. Yes, that happens. Then I start to get, like, oh my gosh, this is my responsibility. I'm the person people turn to. How I deal with stress is I schedule in nothing to do. Like you guys go to Disney World. Jealous. I can't schedule that in because we don't have a Disney World in Nashville. I don't know why. But I literally say, and I've gotten better at this, even if I'm not done with my work, I'm sorry, some clients, I have to quit, because if I keep going, the product will suffer. I've sent out many videos that have the wrong label on them because I'm cranking them out so fast. My quality control isn't what it should. And I'd be the first to admit that that's not what should happen. And so you have to break or it's worse. You either have to be late or more bad things will happen. If you, Rachel will tell me all the time, stop taking the jobs. Stop. They'll call you back. And 90% of the time she's right. I just, you can't turn down a client. I don't want to turn down a client. That's not who I am. I don't want to say, sorry, I just don't feel like shooting today because I'm so busy. I want to say, because they have jobs, they have problems too. They need these houses shot. It's not my fault the electrician didn't plug in something right, and so he's running behind. I'm trying to help them out, and I'll push back the shoot a little bit if I can. But they don't realize that pushes back my next shoot, that pushes back my next shoot. And it just snowballs like that. But the way I handle it is I schedule myself, like you said. I can, like this whole week, these first 3 days, I've had 15 to 17 shoots a day, every day this week until today.
Wow.
I scheduled myself no shoots today on purpose because I needed a day to A, catch up, and B, to not blow my brains out. That's just the honest truth about it. And if you don't do that, I don't care what profession you're in, it's going to be bad news.
Oh yeah, it's really easy to get burned out. I mean, being a small business owner is 7 days a week. You really don't get a day off. So. Oh yeah, I'm jealous of those people. Sometimes I'm jealous about people that. Well, how nice would it be to come home and be like, all right, I'm done.
I think back about those days.
No. The trade-off is the paycheck sucks, and you typically end up working for some asshole who doesn't understand what you do for a living. So that's the problem. Right. I've been abused by way too many producers or wannabe producers who they're like, yeah, Sean, I know you've worked in video for 20 years, but I read a quick blurb on the internet, so now I'm a master, and I'm going to ask you to do your job differently, or I'm going to work on your machine while you're at lunch or whatever. No. I won't ever go back. I still do client work, but it's on my terms, on my machine. Client's not coming into my home. Sure. So when you say you look back, trust me, the grass is not greener, my friend.
No. Don't mistake me. I will never go back to a full-time job. And actually, the only full-time job I had other than the guard, which I traveled enough that I consider that not full-time, but it was a consistent pay, so it was full-time, was Best Buy. I worked at the Geek Squad. I had to do that because I'm a nerd, but I got that through my system. Geek Squad. And then it was great. I loved it. But I'll never do it again because I don't have a salary cap.
Right.
I literally, and I'm working towards mailbox money, and we can talk about this later, but I just bought my first investment property that I closed in on Friday.
Sweet. Oh, congratulations.
Yeah. I'm super stoked about this. So when you guys come to town, you got a condo downtown to stay in.
Ooh.
Done. Sweet. So are you gonna like put it on Airbnb, or are you gonna turn it into a money making property?
Yep. Oh yeah, it's gonna be. I actually just got off the phone with a company that does management for rental properties and Airbnb, VRBO, all those sort of things, and they just take a percentage and they do everything.
Is it a steep percentage? Is it under 30%?
Yeah, it's less. It's surprisingly low for the amount of work that they do. And then while talking to him, he's like, we hire professional photographers to come out and shoot your listing for you.
Really?
And I was like, oh,
oh, really?
And then I told him, I was like, I've got that covered. And he goes, well, wait, who do you use? And come to find out, he's been using a competition of mine. And so we've been talking.
Oh, look at you, working your magic.
Working
See?
the relationships. That's good.
So this unit has already, the percentage that they're taking is already paid for itself in referrals now. So
nice.
That's how it works. You make money with other people's money. And that's how it's done.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's something we keep talking about is that Rampant isn't passive yet, and we want to get some kind of passive income. So what you're doing right now is obviously the next step to keep additional resources coming in that has nothing to do with your main. I mean, we've even talked about starting another business. Like we have more hours in the day available for that, but
you found more hours?
We have not. I've stopped sleeping, but according to my doctor, that's not good. I'm taking years off the back end of my life.
I've tried that, and that is just bad for
everyone. Well, you know what? If that's future Sean's problem, I don't care. That's not me. That's somebody else. So
that's funny. But no, I have my finger in as many pots as possible, and that I can physically have time and mentally do. And a lot of things too, you got to hand off to the. That's why I had this guy manage everything.
Yeah.
Because I don't know enough about it, and I already found out that I didn't have a permit that I needed, and I was like, I would have never bought this permit, and who knows what could have happened.
Right.
And now you need to hire people to do what they know how to do, whether that be Steadicam, whether that be drone operator, whether that be whatever. Utilize people that dedicate their life to doing it. With that said, it doesn't hurt to know a little bit yourself so that you're not getting taken advantage of. But I tried to make my own website, and I talked to you guys a lot about that, and I failed miserably. And I finally, I had to hand that off. It's just I can't do everything. And if I did do everything, everything would be like, it's pretty good. So I'd rather do one thing great than a lot of things pretty good.
Oh, I like that.
That's fantastic. So we have a question from Philip, and he asks, what would you tell to someone looking to start? Can I avoid the awkward phase?
Nope.
Not even a little bit. That's part of it, man. That's part of it.
Start any business. First thing I would say is pay attention in business class. I did not do that.
Great idea. Great advice.
I am so upset. I took entrepreneurship as one of my electives, and I said, I'm never going to run a business. I'm just going to hold a camera. And I don't care what you do. You use money. I'm pretty sure it passes your hands at one point or another. Yes. And I know I'm losing money somewhere in taxes. Take a stupid course about taxes. Take something about money. But to avoid the awkward phase, first off, try not to let things bother you when someone says it's not good or it's not what they want. It's the quicker I got over clients telling me that this is the worst thing they've ever seen. And yes, I get that. The quicker I say, sorry, there's other options. Rather than me trying to cater to everybody and stressing over it, and just literally, you can once again ask Rachel. There have been some screaming matches of myself just in my office, just saying, I'm done, I'm out, peace, drop the mic.
Been there.
And as soon as you can get over it, and sometimes I do that, it helps. I just give me about 15 seconds of rampage. I need like a padded room I can just go into. And
they're making those, and we need to invest in that. Just like the escape rooms, they have anger rooms where you just go in and destroy things, and then they rebuild it for the next person. They literally hand you a bat or a pipe and say, break the stuff in here. It's brilliant.
Wow. That almost sounds like a problem, but at the same time, it's kind of genius.
Yeah, I mean, I guess as long as the stuff doesn't shatter and come back and cut the person, you might need some insurance for that. Yeah. Contact an attorney first.
Yes. But with that said, to avoid it, try not to take it personally. That's easier to say said than done. But at the same time, focus on your goals, work on your goals, and before you know it, it'll be past that initial. There's going to be different awkwardness I don't know why I'm holding a letter opener all of a sudden that just appeared in my hand.
Take it easy there, Derek. Take it easy, man.
I'm just getting so aggravated.
Perhaps you need a sip of beer, my friend. I'll sip one with you. Here you go. All right. Take a deep breath. But see, you're talking about awkwardness. See, Stephanie and I don't live stream for a living, and we already screwed up yet another live stream. So I used to get really upset about it. The first couple times, I'm like ready to jump off something tall. Now I'm not. It's no big deal. We just say, okay, well, we made a mistake. We're moving forward. We don't do live streaming for a living. We're still getting used to it. This is like only our third or fourth episode.
And this is our first simulcast.
So every time we add a functionality to it, things go wrong. So, and it's okay. And as you grow, I mean, this is obviously not the facet of our business. This is just another little thing that we're adding to what we do. But things happen, and it happens professionally. Like there's, someone will call and rant at us about a misspelling on a website. Okay. It's just the two of us. Sorry, we'll fix it. But this person will write a 10-page dissertation on how we're jerks for not spell checking our website,
Oh, I thought you were talking about me telling you my name spelled wrong.
No. Oh, yeah. And Stephanie decided just to butcher your last name. But in all fairness, your last name is impossible. I heard you were in the 10th grade before you figured out how to spell it.
Yeah, it was through Blockbuster. Remember Blockbuster?
I do.
That used to be.
I used to work there.
Really? Yeah. That's how I learned it. Is I had to spell my last name every time I rented a movie, and so I listened to my dad.
Smith. The name is Smith.
Oh, okay, I got it.
But yeah.
Anyway, I get it. Yeah, you got to take it with a grain of salt, and sometimes you just laugh at them.
Yeah, well, the last several times our live streams have screwed up, I got really upset, and I'm sitting there, shaking at night, going, man, I just can't get this thing to work right. And now it's just like, whatever.
We'll get it next time.
We'll get it next time. Like we had voice on this week, and there were some technical difficulties that happened because a lot of this stuff is undocumented. You can't even call the company; they won't help you. So I'm reaching out to friends, and they're giving us their best, their best suggestions. But things happen, man. There's 9 machines in here. Something's bound to go wrong, you know?
I know, right? It's like a router may go down in the
Right,
whole
and
server.
then
Yeah. But that's business. Everything, there's always going to be a challenge or a hurdle, and there's always going to be a bump in the road. And if you really take it too seriously, it will destroy you. And we just can't. We've been there where you are, where we just want to,
Oh, you and I
throw
have
it all
talked
in the
offline.
street.
You and I have talked offline. You're like, dude, I'm so sick of this. I'm done. And it's been vice versa. And so let's talk about building your circle. You're definitely in our circle for small business. Yeah. And you need that because there's, like I just said, there's been times where I'm like, I'm literally ready to just flip this table over, walk away, and go find some just shit job and just do it. And I just don't care anymore.
Yep.
Yep.
No, you're right. And it is. Sometimes Rachel and I joke about, we have some friends that are pretty well-to-do, and we'll go out and hang out with them, and we'll be like, oh my gosh, we look like we know what we're doing. We'll be out at this nice restaurant, and we'll, for whatever reason, be somewhere that like a country club or something that we're not a member of, but yet we got invited through somebody. And you look around and you're like, what is different here? What's different than walking into Walmart than walking into a country club? And it's who they're surrounding themselves with. They're surrounding themselves with people that better themselves, that surrounding themselves with people that encourage, that see the same mentality. So I don't really have, I've been pretty lucky with my friends. I've only got less than a handful that I can ever say that kind of just went by the wayside because, for whatever reason. But most of my friends, they're just like me, and they're driven, and they're supportive, and they want nothing more than to help each other. And we're all in the same industry. Like me and Joel are technically competitors. If you think about it, Tony and I, we're Steadicam competitors. But yet at the same time, I see his post on Instagram. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. Congratulations. That's great for you. You're killing it. And then Joel, I give him work because I have so much. I'm like, I know he'll do it good. He calls me, hey, can you do whatever? And I'm like, totally. It's great. Let me help you better your business. And same with you. You need that ear to scream into and someone to understand. I've been on a few hunting shows that, no, Daniel Martin, not talking to you. There's more hunting shows than yours out there. That it just, not just hunting shows. Bad example because that's just not just, but I've been on a few shows that you just want to scream. And everybody's been in this situation. But you can always call somebody else like, hey, you've shot this kind of thing. You get how this works. And to surround yourself with people that can relate means the whole world, whether it's the same industry or not. I mean, we don't do the same thing. I don't have a visual effects library that I'm selling. And you don't shoot real estate. But we both work with people.
Right.
And working with people is awesome. So
and not so awesome. It's everything. It's
awesome.
Everything.
Oh, well, sometimes it is. Like right here, I keep this. This is one of the first letters. The guy says, Derek, thank you for doing such a great job. I got this in the mail with the check for one of my first homes I ever did.
Wow.
And I keep looking at this. Somebody thinks I'm good. Somebody liked my work. And I don't actually think I shoot for this guy anymore. But anyway, I haven't done anything. He might not be a real estate agent. But you gotta. I don't keep. It's not their responsibility to say good job. I've learned that no response is a good response. Right. That means you did your job. You provided what you were supposed to provide, and everybody's churning along.
For real.
So, with that said, you got to support each other, and you gotta surround yourself with people that will better you, people that will support you, and people that will build you up and not tear you down, not use you, not pull things off of you. It really is a. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna stop my sentence right there because I have no idea what I was gonna say.
Well, we have another question for you. Philip asks, do you take photos for fun as well? And
before you answer that, someone just came in and said, I'm sorry, I'm a tad Johnny come lately, but what does Derek do with realtors? Derek formed a relationship with a bunch of realtors and is doing amazing home videos and photos for realtors to sell houses, and it's really way above the quality level that you would find pretty much anywhere else.
Well, I like to preface that quality level with, and this is something I wanted to talk. You asked me two questions right here, so yeah. Stephanie, we're probably going to have to come back to yours real quick.
Yeah, we'll get back to it.
I've learned to balance quality with pay and time. I mean, there's that super triangle where you have price, quality, and time, and you can't have low price.
Something like that, buddy. You can only pick two. You can only pick two. This is what I love about you. You'll just say something like that and just walk away.
Cheers.
I'm done.
Mic drop. Anyway, with that said, I'm going to be the first to admit there are better photography pictures out there. Don't scream at me, but they charge $1 zillion more than I do.
I'm going to scream at you.
No. I'm not saying I can't do that quality. I'm saying I don't have the time or the pay to do that quality sometimes. I have to provide a really good product, and my product is really good. But this isn't just real estate. I'm talking about other things. Joel and I have had this problem for years where no matter what you pay for our day rate, we're going to show up and we're going to give you 110%.
Right. Yep. And
at some point, you've got to say, you didn't pay for my camera. I can't just bring it because I'm in college and I bring everything that I have with me. At some point, you literally have to say, you have to balance. You're like, I'm sorry, that would be another rental fee. That will be this much more. You're only paying for 8 hours. Sure, I'll work with you. But you can't accept low-paying jobs and give them like they're paying full price, because that's going to screw everybody. It's going to screw you the next time you get another job from them.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You can't hire. Joel does this all the time. He'll give them a product and he'll be like, how do you like it? And they're like, this is great. This is exactly what we want. We go, well, with more money, we can make it better. And they're like, why would we want to make this better? We love this product. This is what we want. So the problem with giving them more than what they paid for, they don't want to pay more next time.
Right.
Because they're so happy with what they have.
It should be noted that you and Joel both over-deliver, and Joel is just super crazy passionate about making everything he does a feature film. I mean, he's just really super dedicated. And I'm only saying all of this because, one, I love him, and two, I want him to be on the show. Maybe by the time Joel gets on the show, we won't be screwing it up. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe they'll be able to hear Joel talking. That'd be something.
I keep telling him that he needs to put the two dots above the O, and then everyone will be like, "Oh, it's Joel."
Joel.
Because I've had a lot of friends. Who's this Joel guy? I'm like, I have no idea who you're talking about. Oh, Joel. Yeah, no, that's.
Now that I've got a friend named Joel too, and so that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now I'm like, hey Joel, Joel,
J-Man, J-Dog.
Anyway, Stephanie, what was your other question?
Philip asked, do you take photos for fun as well?
Funny enough, not with a good camera.
That's good.
I literally don't take any camera gear on vacation other than GoPros.
Nice.
I'd say that's a 75% of the time. The iPhone, it's all that I want on a lot of vacations. I just don't want the hassle. Every day I lug around so many pieces of equipment to go to, and I say so many. I have the camera bag, my tripod, the drone, the Osmo. When I go on vacation, that's my vacation, is not taking camera work. I mean, that's like you guys going on vacation and bringing your server with you just in case someone orders a hard drive. I mean, it's just like, that's not what you do. And so,
yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I've got her to travel with just a carry-on from now on, so life is good.
And I will, if I see something really cool, I will bring my camera. I'll take some cool shots of the moon, some sunsets. Obviously it's my passion, so I enjoy doing that. But I have found that is diminished extremely since the busier I get with my work, sadly, the less I do creatively. I had somebody ask me to do the 48-hour film festival with them. And I was like, oh my gosh, I would love to. I just can't.
Right.
I don't have the time. Or if I do have the time, I don't want to do anything.
Right.
It's one of those. It's one of those things. So spinning back around, I don't take my gear with me professionally just to shoot for fun that much, really.
That's okay. I heard you did donate a GoPro to the ocean, though, recently.
That was Joel's.
Oh, actually. You donated somebody else's gear. How generous of you.
No. He donated himself.
Oh, okay. Now the story is making more sense.
It was footage of us, whatever we were doing. Skiing.
I thought you were surfing.
Surfing. Golly.
Get your story straight, Darmstaedter.
Sorry, my lies are getting all crossed.
All right, so I've asked everybody on the show this question, and we obviously know that you went to film school, but with all of the information that's available today and the ability to grab gear and software so cheaply, do you believe that it's necessary for someone who wants to get into the field today, do you believe they have to go to film school to do this job?
No, I don't.
So what are you saying?
I'm saying... I don't know if I'm the only person that's ever said that.
You are. No one's ever come out with a definitive response. It's always been, kind of, you're like, no. Wow. Next question.
Now, let me preface. Yeah, no. Let me preface that with two. I'm not working on feature films. I'm not working with a union. I'm not taking it to the highest level that I possibly can in the film industry. If you are looking to do that, you probably would need to, just so that you get the contacts, get the gear know-how. I really believe, whether that's necessarily one of those really, really expensive ones, I don't know. They do have good placement programs to put you in films. I definitely think you should go to school for it, but it's one of those, I don't think you need to go to a dedicated program to get into it, because it's all about who you know. It's all about how good your product is. It's about you as a person. And if people like you, as weird as it say, I've worked with a few people, no names, that they're pretty good at what they do, but no one likes them. So they don't get
can I say a name? No, just kidding.
I've worked with a couple of people like that. And then I've worked with other people that you're like, I really like him. He's not, he drops the coffee every time, but the dude is so awesome. Like, I want to hire him. So at the same time, when I went to MTSU for film studies, the only thing I got out of that was how to fold a cable properly, and I met a lot of people. I worked with a lot. It did facilitate me to do a lot of projects where I learned a lot, but sitting in classes, I got more out of business class than film school. It's just, I don't know. This might just be me, that I learned more doing. I learned more going to get those free jobs on Craigslist, which I got burned badly one time. I did this feature and got paid with a light kit. I'm such an idiot. But I still have that light kit today, by the way. But I don't think it's necessary. Long story short, I don't think you have to. I think it helps. I think it would propel you. But if you can't afford school, I'd say take a couple of classes on the own and just volunteer. Do free work. Work your way up. Meet people. And that's really how you get into the industry, is who you know.
Agreed. And like you said, I don't, unless you're going to a school that has some kind of a really deep database or networking, you're basically buying that. So you can get yourself, I know a lot of people who started with nothing and have walked on film sets, and they're now head of like the art department or whatever. And they've never been to film school. It's probably great to know, how sets work and politics. But if you're a quick study, you'll learn that on day one when you do something wrong and they call you out for it.
Yeah. I mean, just because you went to film school, you're not going to start out with key grip.
No, definitely not. Not on a feature.
What school you went to. And so you're going to learn.
Not unless Daddy's the executive producer at Paramount. Then it's good. Then why would you go to school?
Once again, it's who you know.
Dad, what I really want to do is direct. Gosh.
I just want to direct.
Come on, Dad. God. So if anyone has any questions for Derek, I see people both on YouTube and on Facebook. Anybody have any questions about video production or filmmaking or whatever? I'm going to keep changing up subjects because my brain is scattered like that, and that's just how I operate. One thing I want to talk to you about now is, and we talk to everybody about, is life balance.
Yes.
We're big fans of you and your wife. We're all good friends. We've known you guys forever. And when we all hang out socially, there's no work talk or very little work talk. How do you...
Well, you have to talk a little bit to make it a tax write-off.
Right. How's business? Write-off, Derek is the cameraman. This $900 tab, all taken care of.
I've been thinking about hiring you for a job. Oh, sweet. Tax write-off.
You know what? I've been thinking about hiring you for a job. Whoa.
What? Tax write-off. This round's on tax write-off. Anyway, life balance.
Yeah, so I mean, it's important that you're a husband, obviously. And
yes.
And you also dedicate quite a bit of time to being fit. And I'm going to say this as much as I can without sounding like I'm hitting on you. You're looking really good lately. So,
Well, when you start out looking
hey, Steph,
really
could you get out of the frame while I talk to Derek for a minute? Hey, so Derek, what's going on, man?
Hold on, let me block the screen.
In the words of Pokemon, let me take a Pikachu. Come on.
I'm gonna flick a little ball. Yes, well, that's my getaway. If you try to call me between the hours that I'm in the gym, I won't answer. That's one of those I literally schedule, and that's why I joined CrossFit, was because I had a gym membership, and that's it. I had a gym membership.
That happens.
I did use the tanning booth a few times.
Nice.
But other than that, because CrossFit, I had to go at a certain time. And I'm a scheduling kind of person, whereas if I have one thing to do that day, it probably won't get done. But if I have 10, they'll all get done. I don't know why, but I prefer, if I'm going to be busy, I need to stay busy. If I'm not going to be busy, I don't want to do anything. So that way, I had to schedule a 9 to 10 o'clock. I'm going to be at CrossFit. I'm not working. I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm booked. I can't do anything. So I wouldn't say I'm fitness fanatic. It happened that way, and I fell in love with it. So now I go on a daily basis, and I still have Taco Bell and have a beer, but I just feel better about myself. I sweat. I come out of that. Sure, my phone literally has like all these messages. Hey, when can you get this? When can you do this? And I'm like, okay, breathe. We'll take one message at a time. But the hour that I'm in the gym, it's all about me. And you got to have me time. I don't care what it is, whether it's the gym, whether it's playing Xbox, whether it's reading a magazine. You got to have time where there's no electronics.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, the Xbox would be an electronic, but
I can't say anything. You got me.
I got nothing but love for you, Derek.
So we have another question from Philip, and he's asking, how do you approach videos different than photos?
Ooh, I shoot 24 of them a second. How do I approach it differently? Shoot. I mean, photos, you got to say a lot with that one image. I don't, man, that's a good one there, bud. Video, I overshoot more than I do photos, which is kind of weird if you think about it, because photos you can just burst mode it and shoot a lot. But when I do video, I'm trying to tell a story more so. With the photos, you're just capturing the moment. And with real estate, it's different. Like I always tell people, I don't shoot anything that breathes or has a heartbeat. Photo wise, I just can't. I don't know. I'm not a portrait photographer, and that takes special portrait. I have a good friend of mine, Eric Blackwood, and I refer everything to him when an agent says, "Can you do my headshots?" Because that's not what I do.
Right.
But when I come to video, I'm shooting a house. I'm thinking in my head, if I was buying this house, how would I want to see it? And so I flow through the house, seeing the main rooms first: the kitchen, living room, master bedroom. Those are the rooms that everybody's in all the time. So I'm thinking to myself while I shoot, what would tell the story of this house best? When I'm shooting the photos, I'm thinking, how much information can I get in this one image? I got to make sure that the lighting is. I shoot HDR for everything. I actually don't use a flash. I don't know why. I just don't. I use HDR, all natural lighting. And then with video, you kind of got to plan it a little bit more. But that's the main difference: is telling a story with video, and with photos, just capturing what you see in the best possible light, I guess. I don't know.
I like that.
Thanks, Sean.
Thanks. Philip has some good questions there. So
that was a good question. That was not on my list of questions you're going to ask.
Oh,
this is the crowd, the community.
Yeah, that plus I told you ahead of time that's just like a basic guideline that I like to surprise people with lots of different questions.
Yeah.
Actually, from now on, we're gonna supply questions, and I'm not gonna ask a single one.
You should totally do that. Totally just ask.
So we have another question for you. Mike asks, which photo camera do you like?
Ooh.
Yeah, and let's expand that into what's your gig bag like.
What's your gear?
Let's talk about your gear.
It just took a 180. Literally last week, I just switched over to the Sony A7S II. Too many letters in that. But the reasoning being, I've been shooting Canon my whole life. This Canon 6D because I was cheap and didn't go for the Mark III. Love it, 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 love it. It's got more actuations on this thing than a camera should have. But Canon is just dropped the ball when it comes to consumer level 4K that's really good quality,
Right.
That's affordable. I mean, if you want 4K in a Canon, you're going to have to jump to their cinema series, and that's what they want. They want you to take that leap. Whereas Sony, with their A7S and the A7, whatever the other one was, wow, I just drew a blank. But anyway, with the A7 series, it's phenomenal. It's 4K. The low light is just mind-boggling how good it is, and that's great for real estate because I'm shooting high f-stops because you want everything in focus. I mean, occasionally you do the artsy-fartsy depth of field shots, but for the most part, when you're buying a house, you want to be, oh, that's really pretty centerpiece you got there. No, they don't want to see that. They want to see the room. So in my gear bag right now, I have the Sony A7S II and a 16-35 Canon L series lens with an adapter obviously on it. And I use a Bogan monopod that's got legs. So I guess it's a tripod. But the legs screw into the bottom and they're really short, so I can get back in the corners and get as far back as I can because a regular tripod takes up about 3 feet of real estate on the floor,
Right.
Whereas a monopod with feet only takes up about a foot. So that's what I use. That and Osmo. I have the X3 camera. I did not upgrade to the X5 because, frankly, agents wouldn't be able to tell the difference. And I still have the X3 on my Inspire 1. And that is all that I carry with me every day that I go in the camera, in the smart car.
So you're beautiful. You've, the one thing I love about your work is you've got a lot of beautiful gimbal shots. Is your gimbal of choice? Is it the Osmo then?
Before you answer that, hold on one second. I'm going to see if I can get your video to play. So we're going to try this out again. Because you have the best stuff, the best video.
The TD is stopping me from talking.
So now, let's see, Derek, talk now. Let's see if we can get you in there.
Oh, I'm supposed to talk now?
Yeah, and I want to make sure we got your audio and video.
I'm talking now to make sure
Hold
the
on.
audio...
Keep talking.
Oh, wait, hold on or keep talking?
That's a good question. Hold on and keep talking, Derek.
Yeah.
I want to say this is the first live show that the TD starts talking out loud across the feed. So...
No, she kind of put her hand over her microphone. Am I supposed to talk?
We gotcha. So now you can talk about your gimbal and your process.
Yeah, so
Technology.
I will rewind this video for you because you've got these big.
You've got these amazing videos.
Yeah, see, the thing is, you've got these beautiful drone shots, and you're great at drone shooting, but you've also got these big, beautiful sweeping shots for the interior. So, what are you using? An Osmo? Are you using a Steadicam? What are you using? No way.
Magic fingers.
No way.
100% magic fingers.
Are you stabilizing the shots?
Yes.
Okay, I was going to say if you can do that with just your hands, we need to talk.
Yeah. No. All my interior stuff is just handheld, and then I just here's the thing: warp stabilizer can't polish a turd. I mean, you gotta you gotta know what it can and can't do. It does not like hallways. It does not like going through doorways. It does not like off balance shots. You have to learn what will warp stabilize and what will not. The reason I went with warp stabilizer is once again simplicity. My other camera operators don't have to know how to use a Steadicam. They don't have to own a gimbal. I don't have to supply a gimbal for them. It's just more simple.
These are beautiful shots for being handheld and stabilized. I'm kind of jealous.
Now, if you keep watching, every once in a while you'll see it go.
Oh, there you go, right there. No, just kidding.
Oh, I was gonna say. But for the most part, I'm very pleased with what it offers because it's speed. I can shoot a typical 200 to 2,500 square foot house in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, we're not looking at a 2,500 square foot house. I believe.
Oh, okay.
I believe this is part of your elite series because if this is what a 2,500 square foot house looks like in Nashville, we're moving tomorrow.
Moving.
Yeah, that's probably so. I don't know. My screen went off, so I don't know what you're watching. But
I don't know what it's called either. It's just gorgeous.
It is very pretty.
But I do Osmo a lot for those elite ones that you're talking. Now they're actors in this one.
This one's a bare house, but it's gorgeous. It's got these cathedral ceilings with like these candle chandeliers and this brown kitchen.
Yeah, that was all handheld. I didn't have the Osmo at that time.
I seriously hate you. This is amazing.
But I do use the Osmo. There's another video I have that was one with the actors. I think y'all had actually mentioned that you really liked that one. It was on the Facebook.
That one. I love that one.
That one, I'm really proud of that one. I did use most Osmo and sliders on that one, just because it gives it a different feel. And they're paying extra, you get that extra quality. That's really back to what I was saying before. What I'm charging for these video tours, that you would be like, why would you charge? Your work is way better than that. Yeah, but the market doesn't say so. So I have to find a way to give good quality, quick turnaround, quick shoot time so that I can get multiple houses. Because if I had one house a day, I wouldn't make enough money to own this laptop I'm talking to you on. But when you get 2, 3 back to back, all of a sudden it's pretty good money. So it's about volume, not about individual shoots. Now these elite productions, these are full blown. I bring in a light. It's not just I walk in with one camera in my hand and walk through it. Right. But they pay more too, so it justifies it. And I don't use any other lenses. The 70 to 200 L series I use a lot for these elite homes to get those nice shallow depth of field shots and detailed shots. I do have a full set of primes. They're just the Rokinon or whatever, Sam Young. Depends what country you buy them from.
Right.
But
love the Rokies, man. Love the Rokies.
Hey, once again, for the money. But then I have the 24 to 105 Nifty 50, which is actually a Nikon that's been converted, which I really like its look. But for the most part, everything is the 16 to 35. So
it's not the Nifty 50. That's the $99.
Sorry, yeah, that's that cheap one that I don't know where it is, Joel.
What?
So, are all your videos delivered in 4K?
No. That is actually a new feature that I will be adding. Now that I have the Sony, I have that ability to shoot everything 4K because the Osmo, the drone can all shoot 4K. That is now going to be an add-on package that I'm going to start offering to my clients for the real estate tours. That for an additional, I don't know what it's going to be, but I will shoot it all 4K. Right now, it's all 1080p deliverable, and the photos are pre-sized for web, and then I give them a full resolution in case they want to do print or any pamphlets and stuff like that.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Trying to keep it easy. Once again, it's just as simple as possible. That's why I went with Dropbox. I researched a few other things, and I felt even though some clients can't figure out Dropbox, I just I feel it's the simplest and easiest route. I have the business account, which has like unlimited. It's not cheap. I was kind of bummed how expensive it was,
yeah, it's not cheap.
I have the business one, and it works for me. And it's hot in here. Man,
it's Nashville, man. It goes from freezing cold to burning hot.
Let me access my thermometer real quick.
Look at you. You and your iOS apps.
Nest thermostat for the win.
So does anybody else have any questions for Derek?
Yeah, he's been very generous with your time.
Been very generous with your time. I do have one last question for you if nobody else has any. So we've been asking this to everybody. What would you tell to 21-year-old Derek if you could go back in time and have any advice? So there you go. What would you tell him?
I already said one of them, and that was pay attention in entrepreneurship class.
Yes.
That was I have to. Let's see here.
That's cheating.
Cheat.
Let's see. I said be a good person. Go to film school.
I think I actually said everything on that piece of paper. I don't know that I would change much because, as weird as it sounds, I really like who I've become. I really am enjoying life. I have a wonderful wife. My business isn't the best, isn't perfect, but I'm growing. I'm learning a lot. I would say I would focus more. I would do my dreams earlier. I would, instead of saying, oh, my business is doing good, let's ride the wave, I would say, let's create the wave. And that's where I'm at right now, where I could not grow anymore, and I could live comfortably. I could live okay. But that's not what I want to do. And the longer you wait to buy that investment property, the longer you wait to start the company, the longer you wait to advertise, to go knock on companies' doors and saying, hey, this is what I do. What can I do for you? The longer it is before you become successful, the longer it is before you get that mailbox money that we all want. Because the company right now, if I was to go to Spain, the company would not function. It would go by the wayside because no one. I mean, it would come back when I came back in the country. But I'm just saying that week that I was gone, no one's there to do anything or anything. So I would say take the initial. My 21-year-old self, do it now. Don't say you're going to do it. Don't say I'll do it Saturday. Finish your cheeseburger and go make your piece of paper saying 1 year goal, 6 months goal, and then take steps to do it. And get up early. Don't get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but get up at least more than 10 minutes before your shoot. I mean, I'm talking to myself actually right now. That when I find that I get up early, I'm just a better person. And I'm not a morning person. So I found out that when I set my thermostat to be hot in the morning, I get out of bed a lot easier. So that little trick of the trade for you there. If it's hot and sweaty, you don't want to stay in bed. And so get up, look at your goal.
That's where we differ, my friend. I make the bed hot and sweaty.
Ooh.
And that's not a sexual thing. I'm just a really big fat guy, so I just emanate a lot of heat. So there you go.
That's funny.
It's funny because it's true.
I don't know where to go with that.
No, it's actually really smart, and we need to do that because we make it ice cold at night, and then at the time we need to wake up, we should just jack it up, like turn the heat up, 105, man, make it happen.
Yeah.
No, that's actually really, really. I agree with you. And I'm taking this. What I'm taking from you is there's things that we haven't done. We need to be doing the investment properties. We need to be finding other ways to do things. And so I need to take that from you. And all jokes aside,
don't just do freelance work. I mean, even if that's what you do, what happens when you're done doing freelance work? Where's the money going to come from?
Right.
Is it going to be your 401k? Is it going to be the government? No. I mean, I'm sorry, but you're going to be responsible, and that's what the wealthy do. They take responsibility for their future. Right. They don't take the handouts. They don't. I mean, they're not relying on other people to be successful. They make it happen. And I'm talking to myself right now that I need to get up. I need to make time for myself in the morning and really to make an overview of where you want to be and just do it. And then schedule your Xbox time. Don't forget the Xbox time. It really helps.
Oh, I agree. I agree wholeheartedly. It's important to spend time. Like, so how do you carve time out for Rachel?
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, remember that your better half, more like your better three-quarters?
No, we do. We actually, this isn't supposed to come out bad, but we schedule a walk with our dog every day I get home.
Nice.
Even if I have a bunch of work to do, it's all going on hold. Half the time I leave the phone at the house and we go on a really long walk together. I always have dinner together with her. And then, and that's the thing. I'm kind of glad she's babysitting today because it makes me be able to focus. Because if she's here, I want to rush through things. I don't want to spend time with her. And you're sitting next to your wife, so that really helps. But at the same time, you do need time where you're not working. And I she's really been so supportive with me, and that's so great because she sees the vision and she doesn't want to work one day either. So she's kind of helping the company along so that she can quit teaching. Not that she doesn't love teaching. She's the educator of a lot of young minds out there. But
right. we unfortunately as a country decide to not pay our teachers. So
right. Yes. So she's doing that out of the kindness of her heart and good health benefits.
Right.
I can give you that props, but that's about it.
You're trading really terrible salary for really good health care. So,
yes.
Be that, But hey, as long as household photography is making up the difference, who cares, right?
Yeah. But doing CrossFit, I hurt myself all the time, so that does come in handy, I guess.
Yeah, that's
that's what everybody believes. It's not true. That's why it was a joke, people.
Right. Let's see your hand again.
Oh, I took the bracelet.
Oh, nice. You got me.
Well, thank you, Derek, for doing this with us.
Yeah, I apologize to everybody for the audio issues, but obviously that stopped early on.
It did.
TD, what's up?
I'm sorry. I'm getting it. I'm working on it.
That was my best stuff was during that time, I'm sure.
Can you throw him up real quick? Because one thing we never showed was your awesome cinematography work. We showed a lot of your household elite work and but one thing I'm really proud of Derek for is his dedication to his craft, and he does all kinds of stuff that when you meet Derek, you're like, okay, and he does what again? And so you're looking at all this beautiful cinematography. So he really does have a passion and a really great skill. I worked with Derek for 2 years at the National Guard. We were all civilian contractors. It was basically an in-house ad agency, and these guys and Joel and Matt and everybody else would fly out for days and days and days, just ridiculous amounts of time, and then come back with just an ignorant amount of footage. And but it was all.
I'm glad we couldn't shoot 4K back then,
good.
or we would have
been out of space, man. But the thing is, everything that came back was great, and it was a lot of fun to tell stories, and it was just a lot of fun. And I'm grateful for working there because I got to meet Derek, and as well as everybody else. But there's you got a quick shot of young Derek there on the reel. I believe that was the A shot of the morph shot that we did. That was cool.
Oh, the behind the scenes Steadicam shot.
Yeah, that was fun, man. So we had a lot of fun, and. If there's one thing I want everyone to understand about Derek is he is absolutely dedicated to his craft, and he's upped his game just to a ridiculous level, and then decided that I want to take control of my own destiny, and in addition to freelancing, I want to run my own business, and that has helped us as small business owners. When you look at a friend who's like, wow, this is amazing. You took what was really an opportunity to make extra income, and you turned it into making it your sole income or your primary income.
Yeah,
and I'm really honored to know you and to call you my friend. And I don't know.
You're gonna make me cry.
You're a wonderful human being, and I can't thank you enough for being on the show.
Yes, thank you.
And if anybody has anything to ask Derek on the way out, let us know. But otherwise, we'll wrap this up. But sorry for the few glitches that we had, but we did go simulcast to Facebook and to YouTube. And dude, it's an honor to know you, man. And we love you and your wife. You guys are family to us. And it's so amazing to know someone. I mean, first of all, you're 10 years younger than me?
I have no idea.
So I really hate you because you're way further along than I was at your age.
You can't be 10 years older than I am.
I'm 39.
Oh, no, you're only 7.
Oh, that's good that you can do the math. What?
I'm about to turn 33, so other people can do the math.
Okay, so 6 years. Roughly.
Okay, so you're 7. I was right.
Still,
wow.
I wish I was where you are 6 years ago.
Well, see, that's what I also look at a lot of people that are successful in their businesses, and you don't look at that either. Like, oh, they're 40. I've got 10 years. They didn't think that when they were 20.
No.
They did it, and so one day you're going to be 40 and go, oops.
One day,
and so
you're close.
Luckily,
you're close.
Start as soon as you can.
Oh yeah, start now. Start your plan now, and just jump in
it. Now. But with that said, don't ignore life. Enjoy life.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy the benefits of being your own boss. Schedule days that you're not working, and you can be a bad boss too to yourself. So don't be that person that you don't. Whoa.
You're a bad boss to yourself.
Wait, who's the boss actually here?
Mona over here. She's the boss. Come on. Yeah, I just work here. I'm not the boss. I'm overcritical of myself, but Joel can't say that he's not of himself. You can't say that you're not of yourself. So I'm in good company.
Yeah. No, it's true.
I'll absolutely go smashing stuff because this live stream did not go off without a hitch. We jinxed it though because we sat down and Stephanie goes, "This one's going to go off without a hitch."
I ruined it.
Way to go.
Ruined it.
Come on, people.
But thank you so much for your time.
Dude,
it's been amazing talking to you and listening to your story.
Love it. Love every moment of it. I'm just so amazed what y'all have got going on. Just what I see right now is just fantastic. I need to do that more. I need to advertise more. I need to market more. You're making yourself out there for your clients to see and to know that you're real people. You're not just a company that creates visual effects for people to buy and forget about. You're there for them. You're supporting them, and that's what I take from you guys. Is you can't wash your hands of everything.
No,
and you got to find that perfect balance. And that's where I'm at now. It's a small company transitioning into a running itself company, and it's going to be a struggle for everybody. And you guys are phenomenal at it. And I think what you're doing here is really great, and people should take note. So
you're very kind. I love the Derek vids. I love the Derek Facebook Live.
Yes.
Specifically the one about the flat tire. That was fantastic.
The flat tire. Which flat tire? The smart car had 2 flat tires. The first one that I was driving and had the camera out the window, and it was still flat. You remember that? That was a while ago.
That was a while. I'm talking about the one that you used Fix-A-Flat for, and that you were soliciting rides from people live on Facebook.
I ended up getting an Uber, which is awesome.
That is awesome.
They Ubered me to a car shop to get a Fix-A-Flat. So
that is fantastic, man.
Yeah, I should do more vlogs.
You really should.
Guess.
Vlog. That sounds like something you shoot in.
It is. No, that's S.
Right. Are you guys shooting in Vlog or what?
So, like, what's your color scheme? Oh, I'm flat.
All right. Well,
anyway.
It doesn't seem like there's any more questions. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We Rampant Live every Tuesday and Thursday night. You'll see the replay of this on where?
You can go to rampantlive.com, and you can also go to YouTube, and it will be on iTunes podcast. So if you listen to us there, you can find us there.
Rampantlive.com.
Rampantlive.com. You find all the deets there.
The deets.
The deets.
So I don't know who we have coming up on Tuesday. Do you?
We have George Kennedy.
George Kennedy from DC.
Yeah,
that's
from
right.
DC.
He's awesome.
So.
Very cool guy. Also a friend of Rampant. So yeah, we'll see him on Tuesday. Thank you so much, Derek.
Yes,
I love the hand.
you.
I love the hand gestures. They were great.
You never know if the placement title card might be here.
It actually worked out really well. So
you did awesome.
Thank you for
and like our page.
Yes, please like, share, tweet, post, snap, whatever.
And then join us again on Thursday.
Yeah, Tuesday. Today's Thursday.
Oh, Tuesday. Tuesday. I don't know what day it is.
We do so much stuff.
Freelance, you don't know what day.
No idea. All I know is tomorrow morning I get back up and do it all over again, my friend. So thank you so much for everything.
Yes, thank you.
We love and adore you. And thank you, everybody, for watching. And we'll catch you all later.
Everyone.
Cheers, man.